Welcome to another episode of Positivity. First of all, I'm so excited to be here in our new studio, which is located in the Westwood 2 office building. Westwood 1 is right around the corner. Beautiful setup over here, and thank you so much for the beautiful, amazing team for helping us set up. Nehemia, Ari, Moishi, and the designer Malka, the secretary, everybody was amazing in setting us up over here. So thank you so much. I'm very excited to bring up a guest today, Rabbi, Mekenzim Kamat Rabbi Ellie Goldring, because he gives Shirim and business. He's also a Talmud Chochem. You actually had me on your podcast a while ago, and that got a very nice amount of views. I was a beginner in business. Ellie saw potential in me and had me on his show, and that did tremendous. Like, it felt very good to be able to speak about the business, and I felt very humbled that you invited me. Like, I was something I was looking forward to. He's very popular and famous on LinkedIn with over 20,000 followers, which is from sharing his business tips. And today he helps businesses grow. The name is In and On, which is a name that I love. It's very catchy, In and On. And over 20 years of business experience gave him the ability to do it now on himself, by himself, through his own methods of coaching. Many times I think a business, I'm going to let him say everything, but that's what he does in guiding businesses, so you know who you're going to be listening to. Ellie also attends a lot of shows, so you see him there. He's always networking, and he gave me the inspiration that it's okay to go to every single show and meet people, even if you're meeting the same people. A connection is a connection, and that's really how I built my entire business. Weber Media and all came from that. So speaking of shows, I know of a show coming. People always ask me, where's the good shows and stuff. So this show is very unique and a unique opportunity because it's the JCE show in Florida, meaning we keep on talking about the Okeechobee. Last week we mentioned the realtor from under the YBR team that does, sells houses in North Miami Beach. There is one show a year that brings together all the people from North Miami Beach to Hollywood to Hallandale to all these communities that you have, Miami, and it brings them together, and from every person that does construction, brings them together under one roof for business opportunities. So this is an amazing show that's happening now in less than 2 weeks, and it's a great opportunity also if you want to break into the Florida market. So meaning if you have an existing business that you ship your product, whether it's doors or doorknobs or any kind of service that you have, and you do delivery, you can just as well service Miami. And even if you don't yet, then you can also, this is a great way to break in. You go over there, you find a couple of contractors. Now you took your business from New York, New Jersey, all the way into Florida. So this is a great opportunity to get that. They have very few booths left, and if you want to attend the show, you can also attend the show. You can buy the tickets. We'll put all the information in the description, and this is an amazing opportunity. Ellie would know, like, where do you have the chance to meet 100 potential clients in one day? So, like, for attendees, for exhibitors, like, it's amazing. For both have that benefit that you go there and you get to meet the people. So I know Moshe Farkash for many years, and he's an amazing guy. This is the third year that they're doing this show, so this is already Chazukah. It's an established show. I'm also going to say his number here just in case you want to reach out and get in touch with him personally. You can call or WhatsApp 786-988-3965 or email info@jceflorida.com. Have your business be seen by literally thousands of people. That's that. Another thing that I want to mention is that I posted on my WhatsApp status one day this week about ScanPay, which is the only credit card processor that I know that only charges 2.5%. So literally in my company, I'm paying between 3 and 3.5%, and ScanPay has the ability to, either through the app or through incorporating their system into your company, where you can now only pay 2.5%, which is a huge difference. The only company, I don't even know how they have this formula, but it's true, it's real, and many of you already signed up. So I want to give it a shout out again. So if you can save yourself that money, that is amazing. And specifically, their client is with the small businesses. The average plumber, electrician that has a business wants to charge clients either through the app or through entering the numbers, man, whatever. They have an app where you can charge over there. So I'm going to put the link to download their app in the description as well. If you're listening to this and you want to reach out, the email is david@goscanpay.com, david@goscanpay.com. ScanPay 2.5%. Save yourself a lot of money. I also want to give a general update, which I started doing lately before I started the podcast. Today I'm doing it with Ellie live here because we're recording this on Friday. It's going to come out on Matzah. So, Baruch Hashem, we had an amazing week, including getting into this new studio. So, Ellie, welcome you, the first guest in the new studio. We had a lot of good things happening in Weber Media with the podcast. I released a solo podcast if you want to hear about the law of attraction. There was a lot of conversation over there. And it's 2026 when people set new goals. So I'm very excited for that. Yeah, let's get into it because Ellie's here. So I'm very excited. Ellie, go ahead. Thank you so much for allowing me to do my introduction. And take it away. Who's Ellie Goldring? What do you do? What are you involved with? Give us a little bit of a background for the people listening. They should know why are they going to listen for the next hour or so, 40 minutes to an hour, whatever, as long as it takes.
Excellent. So first of all, thank you for bringing me on. It's an honor to be a part of your audience and your show. And Mazel Tov on the new move. Should be with Mazel and Bruche.
Thank you.
And from here, it should grow to the endless amount and continue your positivity and your passion that you bring. So before I go into Ellie, I want to touch on that show factor that you mentioned, because we mentioned, and the fact that I had you on as a guest on my podcast from the very beginning. My podcast was Growth Through Positivity as well, very similar name, let's call it. Okay. And it was about bringing on good energy of people that are out there that provide a very good value. And I got to build a relationship with you through those shows, seeing you hustle, see you through the very beginning. And I remember very specifically, it was part of Culinary Depot when I was there still. This is going back 5-7 years ago. And you're like, how do I get into this company? I said, consistency, like be there and show up, and eventually you get there. And I don't know if you ended up there, but you ended up in great other places, and you stayed through with all those shows. So kudos to you.
Thank you,
Mazel and Bruche, and keep on growing. Your team looks awesome.
I appreciate it.
So I'm proud to say that I'm following your journey, and you're on a great path.
Thank you. One of the reasons why I took this office is because I can see one of my clients. So I'm reminded constantly of my success. I can see Ice Cream House. And if I look hard enough, I can also see Bun, and I can see Ishtabach, and I can see maybe Sesame or Juice by Julie.
There you
go. But
they're all within your eyes' view.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So who's Ellie Goldring? You know, let's take it back. Like you said, one of the nice things about these podcasts are you get to learn about them and you get to learn from them. I tell everybody, you know, it's take what you could learn and implement what comes to you and what resonates. You know, don't try to mimic who the other person is, but try to understand what about that person you would like to see yourself become. So Ellie Goldring was a young dyslexic child that struggled with the curriculum, let's call it, and learning by text. Reading, writing is not my strength, and it's something that I've avoided throughout my young years, my teen years, my marriage years, and now that I'm 40 plus, I still avoid it. And I figured out the algorithm and the overcoming the challenge and everything like that, to the point where when I was 25, I did a tremendous amount of research, because that's when I had my first child. And I said, okay, now that I'm an adult, a parent, I got to really figure out how to see what's my next step. I came across the Ron Davis program. It got me unstuck. I went from what I call victim to survivor, from the mindset and from the inner ability. It grew me, I would say, by 300%, like just taking that course. So if anybody wants to learn about that course, I'm happy to educate and let you know my success.
It's a growth course, right?
It's specifically for those that are challenged with dyslexia, how to overcome it. And it's for children, for teens, for adults. It worked well for me. I know others that were influenced through my awareness and advocating for it. And some of them weren't successful
Do a
with
lot
it.
of
But
people secretly struggle with dyslexia now in our community and whatever?
so yes, many people do. There's learning disabilities, and then there's dyslexia, and then there are those that are driven, and we could talk about all that. We could unpack it. But back to the Ellie Goldring, we overcame that very successful career, 18 plus years at Culinary Depot in sales and business development. Then I tapped into one of my unique abilities, I call it, in the sense that I had this passion to teach and to coach.
Wow.
Not recognizing that it's like a real strength of mine, but if you think about it, throughout sales, that's what you're doing. I had people that were part of my team. I trained other salespeople, so unintentionally, that was a part of what I was doing in my role of 18 plus years. That I took that to the next steps. I became a licensed implementer for EOS. I did that for 4 years. That took me to a whole new passion to get involved in those that are struggling within business. And I combined that challenge and the unique ability of overcoming the dyslexia with the business side of it. I put that together, and now I launched what you call In and On. So a lot of that is like, 25 plus years of building it out and then coming out with the 2025 product.
Right.
Here we are, the new year of 2026.
Wow.
So there's
So
a
you're saying
lot
it's
of big goals.
the first time that you, like the MS fully launched something of your own and it's established and you have the system, every detail.
Correct. This is the
Wow.
very first business. I launched in 2015 a non-for-profit that is very successful for the last 10 years. We've, Baruch Hashem, distributed millions of dollars to the local Lakewood community, Hope, helping out people every day. And correct, this is the first for-profit business as a business owner, as a pure entrepreneur, visionary, all of that combined to be able to launch a real service and something that's very unique, I believe, and very much needed within small businesses and our community specific, I can say. So to dive into that just a little bit, the In and On is that we provide the strategic planning and building out the bigger picture, what I call the vision, and the necessary services and support for those that are stuck and they don't have the capability or the people to be able to execute. So we also get involved with the execution by providing fractional people that will do the services.
Oh, wow.
So a fractional guy for the finance, a fractional guy for the operations, for the logistics, for the accounting, for receivables, payables, all the different areas. So it's not just that we get you
coach and give ideas.
That's right.
We'll also execute on the actual work so that,
Correct. And all the execution comes in on very short 30 to 90 day contracts, as we call it, from the sense of agreements, so that they can see themselves getting unstuck on something very, very simple, very small,
shortly, very fast.
shortly. And we can have a repeat customer that can use us for 10 years, literally every 3 months, recognizing.
But it's in 30 to 60 day periods? That's
Correct.
very smart. Wow.
Correct.
Yeah, I think that's the future of coaching, which is to kind of speed up things. And you mentioned a different system that you used to work with, which is, I feel like it wasn't Gen Z. Gen Z needs something more advanced, quicker, more direct in your face. We have a very young audience. I notice this more and more as I go on. Like my status following Instagram is a very big audience between literally from the ages of 13 till the ages of 25, 30, 35 is my strongest audience. And I want you to run it down. Everybody wants to potentially open a business. They want to make money, right? So they want to open a business. What doesn't involve, before we get back into what you do, what doesn't involve to open a business? What makes a good business idea? You've seen thousands of businesses. You've looked at it. You've seen the books. You've seen the details. Where does it start?
So if you want to take it like all the way back to the beginning, it starts from a certain passion and it starts from a certain drive.
I want for this bucher or girl that listens to this podcast and they dreamt of opening a business, let's give them a roadmap. Take as long as you need. Maybe I'll also share, but let's give them a road. Let's make it really interesting for them so they can actually take home something.
Excellent. So for a tangible thing that they can implement from listening to this podcast.
Correct.
Like the actual thing.
Yeah.
So let's first separate a second from the sense that what does it take to be a business owner and what does it take to open a business.
Okay.
It's two good perspectives, because then once you open it, then it goes into the whole new world of what does it take to grow it. Okay. Shout out to Shmuel Steer in a second, because he actually helped me with my actual title. I'm a growth strategist. My energy is high speed growth.
Yeah.
To his credit, that's the title. But a lot of the systems that I follow come from very specific people. Okay. So I'll take you back a little bit in my journey, right? So first, let's realize everything is a journey. People didn't land in this seat or in that seat from waking up one morning and deciding to do something and they landed in the seat. It takes a while to get there, right? From a dream to a concept to an idea to the hard work. Some of the mentors that I've been following and reading about, and I'm part of their systems because I am a member of their community, is Dan Sullivan, specifically from Strategic Coach. And then there's Dr. Benjamin Hardy from scaling.com. They're the people that help me speed things up. And that's the methods that I follow in regards to exponential growth, in the sense of, in the sales aspect, there's something called outgrowth specifically. It's like a method that you inquire, you ingrain it in your company, that speeds things up. So that's where the excitement comes. That's my energy. Talking about that, let's talk about the kids, right? So the 13-year-olds, the 25-year-olds. The world is divided in two areas. You have, and it's not my thing, Dr. Douglas Brackman speaks about it. He has a book called Driven. 8% of the world are born and wired with that high energy and the capability of being a business owner.
Right.
The other 92% are typically the followers and the executors, and that's great too. People earn millions of dollars of being a CEO, but they're not owners.
Right.
Okay? They can work for Coca-Cola. They don't own Coca-Cola, but they're earning millions.
So for this average Bucher, Meidel that's listening to this, first acknowledge wie die stehst. Wer bist du? Bist du bechlal very driven for business? Are you going to fail at first shot? Yes, jeder can F a business, but learn about yourself. Wer bist du? Du bist the high achiever, and so on.
Exactly.
Okay,
so reflect who you are today, and then recognize who do you want to be tomorrow. Okay. So Benjamin Hardy has a book called Be Your Future Self Now. Right. When I talk to clients, sometimes they're like, Ellie, slow it down, because you're talking to me today, and you're already in 6 months out. You're 9 months out. That's why I took a partner, actually, David Potash. He's the guy who slows me down. Driven people, one of the muscles that they have to learn is how to slow it down, because there's the fact that comes in that's called the hard work. You have to actually do it. You could delegate all of that out to the executors, but if you don't slow it down to actually get to the execution mode, you stay in that dreaming world. So recognize that if you're a dreamer, it's great. And if you're a high achiever, it's even better. But then surround yourself with the people, or slow it down to where you could do real small, simple things to get you out of that dreaming and go into the execution. So there's planning, okay? And then there's the dreaming, let's call it. So it's okay to be a dreamer, and you have to be able to see yourself getting unstuck. So the younger generation that's big achievers, I tell everybody, those that even take a simple job, whatever it is, a desk job, working for someone else in a grocery store. I've been around now 40 years. I've watched other people. Without mentioning names, there's a guy that I remember that was the person that picked up the fruits and vegetables from the marketplace when I was a kid. Yeah. Today he's one of the owners of the biggest supermarkets that's around. Wow. It took 30 years to build it out, and he achieved great things. So what was it? He started at a very simple place of being the doer. Right. Which allowed him to go into that world of him being that dreamer and that driver.
Meaning for a business where he saw potential for himself.
That's right.
So, yeah.
So I even look back at myself. I would not be able to sit in the seat that I'm in today in my business if I didn't put the 25 years of hard work and gathering all the wisdom, knowledge of what it takes in order to be able to get to where I'm at. So for the young people that are in there, I tell everybody, if you're a big picture person and you're thinking far out, listen to yourself and ask yourself, what can I do today? What can I do this week? How do I get unstuck for now to just take me one step further to achieve that big goal?
Oh, wow.
Go with the big goal. Don't burn your big goals.
Right. I tell people to watch YouTube. I'm like, I'm like, make research. You tell me you want to open a business, you want to start something, watch a YouTube video. The first few weeks of my business, a few months, every day I would watch YouTube.
So today,
This.
today you have YouTube, you have podcasts, you have tremendous amount of research and knowledge that is available at your fingertips.
Correct.
I'm not shy to say it.
Yeah.
I allocate 3 hours a week to watch the CEO, the Diary of the CEO. I've been watching that
Nice.
for just about the day he launched, I want to say. I remember the very, very first episode that he self-recorded it.
Yeah, he's very good.
He's very good, right? So I learned hundreds of concepts, struggles, challenges, directions, everything, muscles, everything that it takes to achieve what you want to achieve. Jeff Bezos says it the best way, I think. Your vision stays your vision because you're driven. Your plan has to change every minute, every day to achieve that vision.
Right.
Be adaptable.
Wow.
Learn what it takes by executing, by researching. You know, someone asked me today, how do I take an idea to the next step?
Okay.
The very first thing that you need to do is do the research. And then from that knowledge, simplify it to where you could get someone to drive into that passion of why you want to see yourself execute what you want to execute. And then you'll see yourself that you got past the first thing, you'll be able to get to the second thing. You get past the second thing, then you're going to hire someone. Then you share it with someone. And then before you know it, you have 5 clients and you're in this world of this industry. And then let the journey take you to where it takes you, but stay connected to that vision.
Right.
Stay passionate.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Right. I love what you said because you bypassed that theory of the people that say, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do and all of that, because you're saying you're living a life now and you already have ins and outs, things that you like or dislike. And if you tap into that, there is something over there hidden for you, whether it is a job and a career, a position, or it's your own business. Notice what's happening around you. Do you enjoy to cook? Do you enjoy to paint? Do you enjoy being an artist? Do you enjoy numbers? Everybody can find out from that. So the question is, once that person has the idea, you're saying a good idea is to work for somebody, to research, or to potentially start off a starting career in the industry that you're interested in. And from that place, once you say, you know what, my next step of growth is a business, that's when you can open a business.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
That's 100% accurate, to the point where let's talk about those that want to take that risk, that want to take that challenge to become entrepreneurial and launch their own business. Recognize that from the vision to the results, there's one thing in the middle. And Dan Sullivan calls it building the muscle that it requires to adapt, to always be able to grow.
Okay.
Because your success and the results come from the small interactions and the hard things that you overcame.
Okay.
Talk to any business owner today. Nobody got there because it was easy.
Right.
Nobody turned into a billionaire overnight because someone handed him the golden key.
Right.
They went through. Welcome to the Westwood security, huh?
Exactly.
So they went through the challenges and they recognized that they built certain muscles, and that made it possible for them to achieve the next step.
From working for somebody?
Either from working from someone or taking the tolerance of overcoming that risk, right? Because a lot of business owners find themselves in a position that they ask themselves 10 years into their own career of building a business, why did I do it? How did I get to this place? This is not my vision. This is not the people that I want to be surrounded by. Like, I had no intention to even get here.
Okay.
Because they lost track of the vision. They were very driven and they hustled and they got there.
Right.
Versus take the guy that doesn't have the muscle to be his own boss, he can become very, very successful, like you said, in a career and work for others and be very, very driven. So understand what muscles do you need to build in order to achieve what you really, really want to achieve.
Right.
But wanting to achieve what you want to achieve takes the time to do the research, the development side of it, and get clarity of what is it that you're passionate.
Right.
What's your passion? What are you really interested in doing?
Yeah.
You care about the environment, you care about a non-for-profit. You know, I spoke to a business owner a few months ago, and he's like, I'm overwhelmed. I said, okay, and what's going to happen after the overwhelmed is done? Where are you going to put all your energy? Because the energy is there. I'm not going to take away his energy.
Yeah.
He said he belongs to a certain chassidus, He wants to see himself allocating 2 hours to the Chassidus to help them build. I said, perfect. So now we just have to take your overwhelmedness, simplify, process it, hire the right people to put him in his unique ability to take that strength and put it into the moistus.
Right.
If you live within your unique ability, you're going to be able to achieve much more faster versus struggling and working harder. You'll still achieve,
Wow.
but it's just going to take a lot of muscle, and to build muscle takes time.
Right.
And it takes a lot of consistency and effort. For those that are big gym people, they
Yeah.
know you don't show up to the gym and start
Right.
off with 500 pounds.
Right. You should know it's the first time that I'm hearing this because I am a big believer of people just starting a business straight out. Like, you know, you're 16, you enjoy selling cakes or cupcakes or cookies, sell it, make money, or you want to do babysitting, or you want to do, or for a guy, you want to start doing videos or photography, just go out there and do it. Have you seen that being a new style in business? Because I understand what you're saying is that when you have a career, you're getting a better knowing and understanding of your why, and you're seeing the process. Later on, you can also look back and say, for me, that's why I enjoyed working a job, because I got so fed up at some point. I said, I want to do this on my own. So there's like a lot of things that I learned. But you're saying, but is there a way of people that just open a business from very young on?
So yes, the answer is there are those that take the risk at a very, very early stage because they are very, very driven to do that. They have clarity from the sake to say, I will not work for someone else. I don't know how to work for someone else. Like, I don't have that in my DNA.
In which case, they have the clarity, they have the direction. Like, you don't have to come to me now for ideas, and I'm not pushing you to go work a job anymore.
Exactly.
You decided differently.
I tell young kids, and I even told it to my own son, if you want to understand what you want to do, first make yourself a list of what you don't want to do.
Nice.
Right? In fundraising and sales, they say you're only going to get to the yeses if you go through the no's, right? You're not just going to land all your yeses.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is, interesting enough, because you just mentioned it, you are surrounding yourself with like-minded people, so you feel like whoever you interact with are the people that are just those that want to build a business, that are crazy driven, right?
Okay.
Think back earlier, before you launched your own first idea.
Yeah.
Who are the people that you were surrounding yourself? You had a
Right.
full class, let's call it, right? Your class was 30 people. Was everyone driven in the class? No.
No.
Who are your friends? The driven ones. Why? Because you're a driven individual. They say, surround yourself with like-minded people and you'll achieve much more. There's actually a study that I saw that if you want to see your employees be an A player, now I'm not knocking all the B players, okay?
Yeah.
But there are those that are A players and there are those that are B players, and you have to have both in every type of business.
Right.
But if you want to surround yourself, or you want to see a employee of yours, or you want to be, as an employer, around other business owners that are A players, you got to surround yourself with those people. The statistics show that when you take someone that is an average B, let's call it, and you put them in a surrounding of A's,
Oh, wow.
70% of them will turn into A's immediately, like quickly, really
Yeah.
fast. Vice versa, you take an A and you put them into a B surrounding, they'll be stuck for a lot longer there.
Right.
You're just holding them back. You're
Right.
not crushing their dream.
Yep.
You're just making it harder for them. That's why I tell the thing, nothing's easier, but don't make it harder. You have the option of not making it harder. So set yourself up. Now there are tools to set it up. There are muscles you have to build. There are people that you could surround yourself, right? People always ask me, so what type of business is the ideal client for you? I say those that already went through the first hurdle, they started a business, they got to 1 million, they got to 3 million. Now they need tips, tricks, clarity, direction. Those are the people that we find ourselves most fitted for because we could help them with the resources, find the right people,
Right.
put the right system in place.
Right.
I don't need to give them the idea. I don't have to re-engineer their vision. They have a clear vision.
Right.
They're passionate. They just want to put themselves in a situation where they're going to have more people
Right.
that are equally as passionate as they are.
And you come in and you just literally take apart the business, meaning that you look at every detail probably. You're looking at how are they processing, how are they doing meetings, who are they working with, who are their vendors, probably every detail.
we start through everything as far as, like we say, some discoveries we try to do in 3 hours, some discoveries take 9 days. We try not to get into every nuance, every detail
Right.
at the start. We try to go very high picture. Most people come to us because they know,
Okay.
most people know where they're stuck. So those that are reaching out to us, Baruch Hashem, know that they got to a certain point and they're stuck and they want a sense of direction.
Right.
I tell everybody also, we're not consultants. We don't tell people what to do. We help people get themselves to do what it is that they want to do by providing the resources and the clarity.
Right.
Clarity is the secret sauce of being able to become focused.
Right. Got it.
Those driven people, those people that are extremely entrepreneurial, they can find themselves stuck in a cloud of saying, what happened to my vision? What's my next step in execution? How do I achieve it? And how do I get there faster?
Right.
That's what's required in order to be able to stay focused. We know that those that are focused get things done. Look at in construction, for instance, okay? You could see a certain type of contractor could get a building done in a year. The exact same size building or similarity of complexity of the building, someone else takes 3 years to do it.
Okay. Why?
Where's the difference?
Right.
Laser focused, well organized, has systems and processes, and has all the right people. Now you can tell me, Ellie, I know a lot of people that are disorganized and they still get things done way quicker.
Okay.
That's true, because that's their strength. Don't try to put a system or a process in place that's going to work
Right.
against the person's strength.
Right. Right. I understand. Oh, so you're saying that even when you're putting in a system, you're working with that person.
Correct.
Very
Build
smart.
out the system based on the person's strengths, his unique ability, match it to his vision, and help him achieve it faster and sooner.
I love that. That's very good. Because I don't like a specific schedule. Like I have schedules. I have specific meetings that happen on specific days. I could schedule stuff out, like knowing, okay, next week, this day I'm going to be here or there. But majority of my schedule, I don't like to be locked in.
So there are those that are very, very structured, and they like to say, okay, I know what my schedule looks like for the next 90 days. And there are those that, like you just said, I have 4 meetings a week that I have to be at, but the rest of the week, I just want to be a free bird.
Right.
I want to be able to think. I want to be able to create. I want to be able to,
Right.
solve problems. Those are the driven individuals. For whoever's listening might laugh, and for those that are driven are going to understand it. I want to see myself in 10 years only being scheduled for 65 days out of the year. Now, let me tell you something. I'm already working through that system, let's call it, and I'm at the point where I have 165 days free days today. So I only have 200 working days, and out of those 200 days, there's 110 days that are scheduled. I want to go from 110 to 65. And then I want to eliminate all the other days and have literally 300 days a year to be a free man. I want to be able to think. I want to be able to do problem solving. So how do you get there? You got to put the hard work in. It's not that I have a vision and I have this end destination and I'm just going to get there from, being at trade shows. Trade shows is a great resource of building relations, gaining trust by people, consistency, putting the right efforts into the things that are going to help me achieve that big goal.
Right. What's your experience with shows? Because some people see it clearly as a waste of time. And I agree. You go to the wrong show at the wrong time, it is a waste of time. Like I've had shows, I used to go to every show, especially the ones I got invited. I said, no problem, I'm going. And I've seen shows I walk in and out of 100, 200 people, I just didn't meet anybody. Like it was a waste of my time. For me, it wasn't waste because I was having fun. I was like I made it, but I can see why. And especially when when somebody's paying a ticket, $100, 200, even $40. So give me something on Hilchos shows, because your experience with it, you love it, obviously. And I love shows. I'm sure you know that. Like I have a very good time when I go. But I don't know, maybe there's lesser shows this year. So far, it's been very quiet, I think, besides the JCE coming up. Yeah. So tell me,
Let's talk about
let's
it.
talk about shows.
So I attended a tremendous amount of shows, let's call it pre-COVID. Okay. Post-COVID and into 2021, when shows came back, I actually would attend on average one a week. Now they were calculated what type of industries and what type of attendees and who are the vendors and everything like that. So to start with, I truly believe that that it has to have two factors. Okay, go to a show with a two-factor perspective, and I'll tell you why. One is the goal, and then one is, like you said, have fun and just let it be seeds that you planted for the future. So today when I go to a show and I have a goal, I want to build 5 meaningful relationships. So I stay laser focused, and it takes the 6, 7, 8 hours on that. And in between, I'll meet 200 people. That's the planting of the seeds. And vice versa for, let's call it, the people that attend the show from the exhibitors. Be open-minded that you could learn from the exhibitor that's next to you. And you could also learn from someone who's at the show that could provide a service to you. Don't be one-track minded. I got to sell, I got to sell, I got to sell. Because those that are that way end up not selling. Because typically they don't have a strategy, they don't have a goal, they're just excited to be there, and they don't do the preparation, they don't do the homework, and then they find themselves a year later and they're pitched by the same show, let's call it, and they're like, well, I didn't get anything from the last year's show. That's because you didn't put the right things in place to cultivate it. So when you're going with the two-step factor, you're always going to win.
Yeah.
Right? So calculate why you're going to the show, which shows do you need, who's your target audience, how many people am I going to walk away with a meaningful conversation.
Right.
And every show is the best show in that sense. If you have that lined up, then every show is the best show because it's calculated. And I don't mean every show go every single day to a show, but calculate how many shows you need. Like, let's remember, going to the show should be part of your strategy in order to accomplish what's your goal? Where do you want your business to go, and how many shows do you need? Like for 2026, I have 12 shows. So you're not going to see me as often as shows. Now, how did I get there? Because I went to enough shows in 2024 and 2025 to create the result that I was looking for to help me achieve that in 2026. I don't have to go to that many shows.
Right. How do you already know every single show you're going to go this year?
So I do a lot of predicting. So I know exactly which industries I want to be in.
Okay.
And who my size target audience is. That when I go to a show, like what you call it, from the influencer side, let's call it, and from having a good time, I also want my show to be productive. So I'm going to go to the shows that I'll gain from the most, but making sure that the audience gains as well. So healthcare, not my line. I cut all those shows out.
Okay.
I have no passion to be there. Construction, services providing, small businesses, startups, creativity, that's my focus this year.
Right. Right. Makes sense.
So,
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. I think I just broke everything.
Nice studio. It's okay. The cup
There we
was
go.
empty. It's this
There you go.
show. But
We're
people
back on. People should order it. That's right.
People can order this cup, Positivity, under every episode on YouTube. You can get a cup like this. So guys, check it out.
So I want to say, because talking about the shows for a minute, right? We have the JCE that you mentioned that's coming up. I attended last year's show. It was an awesome, awesome show.
Oh, wow.
As a matter of fact, I think one of the prospects that I met there is in line to become a client of mine. About 6 months out, I would say. He's almost there, right? He's just not my core target market, let's call it right now. He's growing his business. I believe he'll get there. And that was a great return on my investment, right? I went in and out one day. I went to support the Miami construction world. Construction happens to be one of my sweet spots because it's a very complex and there's a lot of high energy people, so it fits very well with the services that we offer.
It is high energy. You think it's a good industry?
Construction is a very high energy, yes. Those that you see as owners of construction blue collar companies typically are those that are high energy, hard workers, and many of them worked for years in a company where they needed the development, let's call it, in order to see themselves becoming a business owner.
Right. I just want to clarify that the JCE random shout out today is January 14, So, friend, when you listen to this, it's about 10 days, 11 days, and it's in the Miami Airport Convention Center. Is that actually in the airport?
It's right in the airport
So, if
facilities, let's
a
call it.
person wants
So
to fly,
it's right
they're
there.
just
Yeah, it's
right
very
there.
convenient. You can go in and out same day. I did it. It was convenient. It worked. There's
Wow.
good leads. There's good people. Good networking. Go try it. Be vulnerable. You know,
Maybe
like
I should go. It's funny. I have a wedding like a few days after the show.
see,
I wish I would have been there, like, but
Conflict.
I don't want to be there for. Yeah, if I go to the show, I'm there in Miami for a whole week. I think it's too long for me.
There you go. So you see, that's a calculated decision versus a non-calculated. Many business
thank you.
owners do things from the sense that it's not calculated. There are those that call it intentionally or unintentionally. But when you recognize what's the value or what's the risk or what you're going to lose, it helps you be able to get through that, what we call the clarity, in order to be able to stay focused.
Right.
Okay, so this year I have a conflict also with this specific date. I was actually looking forward, but I didn't know early enough what the date of the actual show was.
Right.
So I have a conflict. I have a commitment for that day already.
Right.
So I'm going to miss it. But now that I'm missing it, I have to go out and figure out what other show am I going to pick up, because I need that value
Right.
of what I would have picked up at that show, and I have to go find it somewhere else.
Right. Now, you've done sales. We have a very strong audience, especially business people, that want to understand sales, the art of a sale. So take me into that world a little bit. You know, how do you get somebody to close that sale with you? Like, how do you get somebody to close that deal with you? And I'll make a shtick like Dumbo, which I'm going to say, and I'm going to give myself a shout out, which is that the social media that I've done and the way I've branded myself is I've created a vessel where people call me. So it's almost hard for me to give you sales advice. Like, I know the little tips and tricks, like don't be too pushy and don't over leverage and don't over promise and be nice and be on top and follow up. I know those. The rest happens by people calling me. We signed up, Baruch Hashem, Kanai in the last 2 weeks alone, 6 new clients.
Beautiful.
Each and every one of them reached out to me and to the company. One was through LinkedIn, happens to be, others through WhatsApp, Instagram, like from every place that you can only imagine. And you know this more than anybody. Once they call you, that's almost 90% more likely to happen than when you reach out to them. So they reach out to me and they say, I know your work. And also they call me with very specifics. I've seen exactly what you've done for so-and-so, and I want the same thing. Let's do this. Like they're already in their mind. The decision was made. There was I didn't have to sell or prove or anything like that. My point is to young entrepreneurs, like, get started, become super good at what you do, so the demand, you become in high demand. I hope I didn't steal your whole answer.
You nailed it.
I'm living this. I'm living this experience. And by the way, with the podcast ads, I'm going to say, because this became for me another whole business. We do ads over here. And I appreciate we've had, at this point, probably 50 advertisers. And thank you very much. And the reason why it happens every episode, there is 10 other Jewish podcasts. And you know you've been on many of them. Nobody has advertisers, 3 advertisers a week. Nobody. You sat here and you see me sell spots, and not for a cheap price. And that's because the results are in. I do everything in my power to make sure that they get the leads that they need. Like, I'll even post it again. Like, I'll do everything possible. So they say the results is in the pudding. Like, show hard results, and then you have something, a product to sell. You look very happy. I want to hear what you're going to say.
My question is, where do I start unpacking this? Because this is like a bold, big, and it has a million directions. So I
didn't think I'm going to go there. I thought I'm going to ask you how to push somebody, but then I noticed that it's not about pushing.
Very good.
Really, yeah, go ahead.
So let's try to stay on your topic, but I want to take it one step earlier, okay? Mm-hmm. How does someone that's starting in a career choose to decide to go into sales? Okay, that's one good question. And then let's recognize that everybody who owns a company is in sales. Mm-hmm. Okay? Yeah, eventually they build out a team and they can see themselves running the business or working on the business and everything like that.
Every human in life.
Everybody is a little bit. Yeah, that's the other thing. Everybody that's part of your company, organization, moisdis, is part of the sales
Every person
cycle
in sales. You're
or
selling
funnel
to your son, you're selling to your wife.
all day.
You always have to make a pitch as to why you need to now go out for mincha or something. you
Very
know?
good, exactly.
But anyway.
So let's go back one more clarification
Yeah.
that I get a lot. If an introvert or an extrovert, if I have this type of personality or this type of personality, everybody could fit if they have the drive to do sales. So
Okay.
it's either born with a talent or you grow the skill.
Okay.
That's number one. So let's put that out there. For all
Fine.
sales managers that are looking for sales or owners that are thinking, who should they hire? Understand that it could go both ways.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to start with your perspective and what you do for businesses. But let's take it back from when you first started. You hustled and you did the sales factor because
Yeah,
you didn't
I
even have a
really did.
brand yet, right?
Correct.
Now you have a brand, so people are reaching out to you. You also have proof of concept, so people are excited to work with you and they'll risk the highest dollar amount because they're certain that they're going to get the reward for it.
Correct.
So you're 10 steps ahead, let's call it, right?
Yeah, really.
But
100%.
in a company, it's very important to have a great brand, be recognized as an industry specific
Correct.
and expert.
Right. So I guess my question is sales for the beginner.
Very good.
He just started, he became a sales guy for a company or is his own company selling a product or a service. What the hell does he do?
The first thing that he has to do is understand what is he selling, and he has to be clear with to who he needs to sell it. So the answer to that is research. Research and development. I can't press it enough. Other sales coaches out there, I'll call it today, I call myself a growth coach, but even those that have the experience of the sales, my philosophy, this is my own way of doing it, the more research you do, the further and faster you're gonna get there. However, don't let the research be the bottleneck and don't get to do the actual sale.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started out cold calling, pulling handles, walking into offices, soliciting my services
For Culinary?
for Culinary Depot.
Yeah.
Office buildings and offices that said no solicitation, I would come in and say, I'm the non-solicitator. However, I'm here to see John. Well, how do I know John's the guy to go do? Because I did my
The
research. So I spent a lot of time in the research. That's the first thing that people should do. Do the research, become
What
passionate.
does solicitation mean?
Solicitation is pitching something. Like you have a service. Now, why is it called, you
So
know,
why? They hate when you show up to the office. I
Yeah,
guess.
because-
Like
yeah.
it ruins everybody's time.
it's wasting a lot of people's time because people are coming to sell the wrong service to the wrong people and they don't want to be pitched. So let's go into that philosophy. Don't sell, offer your services to those that need it. Understand their pain point. So your 90% is because they have a pain point, you're the solution provider, so it's the perfect match.
You just said something so beautiful, I don't even think you have. Instead of selling, offer.
Correct. You need to be someone that's giving.
Never sell.
Never sell. Give,
Offer.
give, offer, help,
Right.
and they'll come running to you.
Meaning like from a genuine place. Like, hey, I notice you have this and this, and you're involved, you're already using kitchen items. I think that I can bring it for you for better, cheaper, so on, whatever.
Correct.
Like that's an offer. That's not
Whatever
a
your
sale.
business model is, I don't
Right.
care. I'm not going to go into the
Selling is
factor.
when you don't have patience for something and somebody's now selling me on something. Like it's
Correct.
don't
That's
sell
where you
me.
need the art of negotiation, let's call it.
Yeah.
Okay. With those that have the muscle of they're great negotiators,
Right.
they have a very good upper hand in their sales closing because they're strong in what it takes to convince someone, or they know how to be patient and work through the negotiation. The best form of sales is referrals, we know. Why? And there's different levels of referrals. I'm not going to get into the whole philosophy of the referral factor. But why is it the highest? It has a 97% closing ratio.
Okay. Because the trust is there already.
That's it. You just nail it. It's the trust. And a matter of fact, a incoming bound referral from a friend or a different client, don't sell. Just listen to what the person's pain point is because he knows what you offer. You don't have to sell. Take that selling component out. Listen, ask questions, and then you'll understand, 1 second, is this the right fit for me?
Right.
I had a client came to me, paid me $1,000 for 1 hour. That's not always my fee, but typically it is my fee, okay? For the Ellie Goldring, let's call it, for that high discovery. In 15 minutes, we understood that I have no value to add. He's not my target market. I have no services to offer him.
Right.
I said, Mr. Klein, here's your $1,000 back. Now that you got clarity, because we spent the rest of the 45 minutes of what does he need to do to get unstuck. So I still helped him get unstuck. My tagline is helping entrepreneurs get unstuck. He got unstuck. He went to someone else that has better resources to help him in his situation. I heard back from 3 people already. You're such a mensch. You helped me and you didn't have to charge me because there's no added value. What do I mean by added value? Added value of what I want to offer as a long-term engagement.
Right.
Salespeople have to understand it's a long-term engagement. Okay? When I shifted careers, my hatzlucha came from the relationships that I built. Hisata d'shmaya is the first thing.
Right.
You mentioned something before, which is awesome, that vessel. Salespeople have to understand, what size vessel do I have? How big can I grow my vessel? And then sit yourself into a company that's going to provide the resources and the ability to grow that vessel and fill that vessel. I can't tell you how many people, salespeople call me all the time. My boss doesn't want to do X. Bosses, owners, provide the resources. You have hungry people. Fill it. I just saw on Instagram a great clip, which I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to put it out there at some point.
Okay.
It's so true. Provide the resources, the patience, the listening. Your salespeople also get stuck. They're not burnt out. There's something that you put in the way that's irking them from not being able to drive forward, and you're holding them back.
Right. Let me get into specifics. What happens with that person that you're messaging and then one day you're just off their radar and they're not answering you anymore, which is something I haven't done, would never do in my opinion, but some people do that. So in my opinion, when somebody does that, I just say they're probably not the right person. But there's an ego part of me that still falls into the trap. I have two types of people there's a part of me that falls into the trap. The one that don't want to answer, will just follow up. And the ones that I know they're never doing social media because they don't have
The understanding to it, let's call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to use that word. I wanted to say because they don't have the guts, and I wanted to use a different word. I'm not going to say it. And yet I love bickering them.
Okay.
So, hey, so what's doing? So how's it going? Knowing that their business is meant for social media. Like that's where they can do 100x, 200, like they can grow a few 100% on social media. And I love checking in with them. So how's it going? Like I have somebody that owns a very successful business, and I can already see like the prices never matched up, the expectation never matched up, and they're just completely stuck in their ways. But I still love conversating with them.
So let's talk about the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
Okay? You're a brand new sales guy. You got your 8 weeks of training. You know your product. You did the research. Okay? You're ready to go start knocking on doors, calling friends, introducing yourself that I represent this and this company with this and this service or product.
Okay.
Okay? You have to. You don't have to. You could go with the 80-20 rule.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to start funneling those 100 leads. You always have to have 100 leads, I call it. Okay? So either they're generated for you or they're provided to you or you have to generate them. That's a whole different conversation.
Okay.
Now you have your 100 targeted people. You have to have your 20 that you did the research because you took the time and they're more aligned.
Okay.
And then you have the 80 that eventually will become the 20 and then you fill it from the bottom up. Okay?
Okay.
So there's always the top 20 farm club, I call it. Mm-hmm. Okay? And that comes from Dan Sullivan, strategic coach.
Okay.
Top 20 farm club. And then you have the 80 that are in your pipeline that you need to convert. So you stay focused every week to figure out how many of those that are on the top 20 are going to become my clients and how many from the 80 do I put into the 20. So there has to be a strategic plan of how you go through that and how do you bring 20 new into the 80.
Okay.
Okay? That's step number 1, let's call it. Now, I want to go back to what you said a little bit because of like, I'll call it your chutzpah, right? Mm-hmm. The audacity. That's something that you need in sales. You also have to have the consistency, but you also have to have the cycle to not do the wrong thing to the right person because then you're going to burn your bridges.
Yeah. I think I've clearly burned bridges because of my ego.
Very good. So you have to be able to burn some bridges. I tell everybody, I still have from my culinary tipo days, 2 people I burnt my bridges, and I promise you they're not inviting me to their kids' simchas, and they're never going to use me no matter what service I offer. And that's okay. That's the cost of getting to where I got.
Right.
I sold hundreds of millions of dollars, and Baruch Hashem, I'm good.
Right.
That's number one. Be willing. That's one of the muscles that you need to be able to
Yeah,
get
no, I'm
there.
saying if I would have burned the bridge, that's okay. I'm saying about areas where my ego burned the bridge. But I also learned the opposite, that sometimes I let go of my ego. When somebody I dealt with did me wrong or I felt like they weren't honest, and then 6 months later they're calling and they're like, hey, I'm now working with a different company and they want to use you for social media. I'm like, okay, ego aside, let's see what we can make work.
When you align yourself with what, let's call it, the like-minded people, or they have the same values,
Yeah.
then you could overcome the ego. Okay? When you don't have that, the ego is going to prevent you from going forward, and you say, this guy's just never for me.
Right.
So that's where the difference comes in. But let's go back to those salespeople. When they have the clarity of the 100 people that they're going after, they need to understand why these people need their service. Okay? I think even you, by going to trade shows, that was your strategic factor, let's call it. You get the highest return from the least amount of work that you do, because you said you meet 100, 400, 600, 800. Today, some of the shows have 5,000 people in one day. That was your strategy.
Yeah.
And then you took back all that information and you worked through it.
Right. Well, my strategy was that also. Like, I have a tremendous amount of leads. I have now a list of a few hundred leads currently, and then 10 or 15 very warm leads. Again, like I said, most of them, even though I still write down every name, and if they're on my list, I'll call them minimum once a week or every other day. So I'm very consistent with that, Baruch Hashem. But again, most of them call in to me. But the idea of going to trade shows for me was, again, building the brand. So that's one of the reasons why I just did a bus stop ad. So shout out to beautiful ad done. The Pivot group was the one who came up with the idea of take a selfie with success, which goes into what we're talking about here, that people now when they see me, they're like, oh, he is success. And how did he do that? He built it himself through social media. So my company can, like, it's genius. Shlomi, Mendy, the whole team over there, like, it's crazy what they've done. And I really appreciate them. I look forward to working with them together in the future, like for any other advertisement that I need. I feel like they very much understand the Heimish market, and they're proof that marketing isn't rigged, or like, you can trust them, in my opinion. And then obviously the execution part was through Mrs. Razy Weiss from iCatch Media, who helped so beautifully choose which bus stop we should do. And the response of that was incredible. So thank you very much. But that was part of what enabled that everybody now knows about me. And that's why I put myself out there so much, because I wasn't necessarily looking for one specific thing. I was looking for get to know me first. Once we have that relationship, we can now do business going forward. And that would be my number one advice to every single business that's existing or starting out. Be known, make the connections, because every person is a potential customer. I tell it with people with WhatsApp status. Some people post random ads every other day. I'm like, dude, every contact is a potential customer of yours, is a potential money vessel, money machine for you. Like, why mess it up by overposting, by having them mute them, and now they never see what your service or product is? The beauty also is that today, even if you have a job, you can also sell something on the side. It's so easy to offer services or products to people for money. But all you have to do is build. You're basically in charge today of your own brand. So it's very easy to do your own branding. It's very easy to learn your own market, which is marketing, learning who can potentially, and it's very easy to do your own advertisement through social media and WhatsApp status. You're advertising your product to actual buyer. Like, it is super easy. Going back to what we started with, to any young person listening to this, in my opinion, you will own a business, because you don't necessarily need to know how to run a business. That will follow. The experience will come. But the moment you start selling a service or a product, which you can so easily do right now, that's the moment that you'll notice how easy it is for you to be successful and feel fulfilled, that you're making money, you're fulfilling a specific passion. And this can go for people that are married, like this can go for both spouses, like every person should open their own little business online, whatever it is. So I think
It's good. It's good.
Ze maar op eens daar gebracht.
Yeah, so let me tell you, I watched one of your previous podcasts, and you challenged the guest, and I remember which one it is. That everybody could be an owner, and he was knocking you down. He was like going on a rant that it's not possible. I don't remember who it was. Okay, and you're living it, you're seeing it, and that's your ecosystem. Okay, and it's true, and people should take that approach, and they should be vulnerable, let's call it, and they should make the attempt. Doesn't mean that they have to be it, but they could be it.
Yeah.
And those that have it within them will see a lot of atzlocha in it, because they'll plow through, they'll launch with different media tactics. They have people like myself that can help them where they get stuck. Like you said, it will follow. Go out there, be bold, because you're passionate.
Yeah.
Which I want to take it back, because you said so many great words in this past feeling that you were sharing.
Yeah.
I took 5 years. It's not that I did nothing else during those 5 years, but throughout 5 years of my life, I reflected to understand what my why is and who am I and where is it that I want to get to. Okay. I narrowed it down to one sentence. Okay. It's to inspire people to tap into their unique ability to feel fulfilled, to be able to help others.
Okay.
So almost anything that I do, regardless if it's business, chesed, friends, family, whatever it is, I'm going to put my energy into anywhere where someone's going to appreciate the inspiration, they're going to feel fulfilled, and they're going to be able to help others, and they're going to understand what their unique ability is.
Right.
I don't want people to do it because they saw me doing it. Don't mimic me. Tap into your unique ability. Everybody has a strength and a capability of doing what the other person cannot do. That's why, like you're saying, go be the owner if you don't want to be the owner. If you have no interest in being an owner, go work for someone else and give them your unique ability and grow with them.
Yep.
But if you have it within you to be an owner and you're willing to take that journey and risk whatever it takes to overcome, go knock it dead. Mm-hmm. And there's endless opportunities.
Right.
I tell people, especially us, the Heimisher, we have a lot of Siyat D'Shmaya, and we have a tremendous atzlucha that we have big families, big communities, and people that are willing to work with us and give us a chance to start. I started off in Lakewood, my sales of Culinary Depot. I'd like to be humble about it, that I serviced all 50 states in my career.
Oh,
I worked
wow.
with everybody and every community and every sect and every type of person, because that was one of my achievements. I actually traveled to 26 of them personally.
Oh, wow.
But I made it a certain
How did you get
business
to these people again?
through different avenues. LinkedIn was a huge part of it. I focused on brands that have locations in specific areas. That was something that I want to achieve, right? So when you put your mind to something, you'll get there. The question is how fast, how many tools do you need, what muscle do you need to build? I'm going to go back to that. It's all about building muscle, gaining the knowledge that it takes. Sometimes you can read a book, you can gain the knowledge. You can listen to a podcast, you can gain the knowledge. You could ask your shvuga, your shvei, your father, your brother, and gain the knowledge. Then go plow with it.
Right. Wow. Ellie, I can't believe it's over an hour that we're sitting here. I feel like you very much covered what you do, not just by talking about your business, but by sharing in this conversation so many helpful tips about sales, about starting a new business, about mindset. Which is amazing, and I do think people should find their why. You brought it up briefly, but we spoke about it before as well. The why is every person has a reason, something that motivates them to do something, and if they can identify that, then they'll be very successful in business specifically, but in life as well. So I love that, and I want people to find their why. And my why is finding in people their whys. Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
See? Sparked in a second.
Yeah. I love inspiring people, 100%, no question about that. That's why I love connecting people, and that's why my business is a business, a service that helps other businesses connect with other businesses. It's so amazing and beautiful. And so is with the podcast, so is with the WhatsApp status. So I'm very grateful. I want to ask you one final question, which is, we just entered 2026. and I noticed that everything is about. Do you know what I want to ask?
No, but go for it.
You're smiling. I There is no thing that I find more important in life and in business than setting goals, having a vision. Like, I am a huge fan of it. Like, I can't explain to people. Like, I posted on LinkedIn, I don't know if you saw, my vision board of last year. And I'm saying God literally gave me everything on that vision board. Like, I had a picture of a very expensive watch. Not to brag, I got that watch as a chusma. I had a picture of a relationship. I got engaged. I had a picture of a house. Let's just say I bought more than one. Okay, I like everything that happened there became more. Like the picture of the watch that I had on the vision board, I got a more expensive. Like, it's I had a picture of a bank account, how much money I got, like 4 times the amount, like legit. Like, I had a picture of 1 million listeners. Like, we have much more than 1 million listeners that we reached. Like, we're now at 1.6 million listeners just on YouTube alone. I think about it, 1.6 million. There's no other Hasidish podcast that has this amount of views. So my plea to people is, why not create goals? And when I say goals, I mean write it down, visualize it down, which means write it down what you want, put it into a vision board, and then live as if you already have those things. It's so easy, but it works so well. Like, that's your kvittel to God. Like, just like you understand when you go into a Rebbe and you want him to get you the things that you need, the bruchas, you're writing it down, right? Like, why not write down that vision to yourself? God, the Creator, to yourself. Like, know where you are, and then look at it every day. Read your goals as an affirmation, as if you already have it. I have a beautiful car. I have $500,000 in my bank account, $1 million. I have a beautiful relationship. Read it, look at it every day, like have it as your screensaver, or hang it up on your wall. Or I used to hang up sticky notes messages that I used to see in my bathroom, in my bedroom, and in my car. And then live as if you have it. Meditate it, visualize it, as if you already have it. It's so easy, and it will get you everything that you need. I think that's like, I've already made my vision board. I made one for my Kala. I helped her make it, sent it to her, because I believe in the power of it so much. And again, it's not that you have to do anything physically. It's your subconscious that now goes into work to do what it is that it sees, that it says, that it vision. The dibir is so powerful. So use the affirmation to, and let's talk about, this is positivity. Let's talk about the vice versa. You know, there's certain things that you don't want in your life. Why keep on talking about it? Why keep on watching? Why keep on watching negative news? Why keep on hearing Lushan Hara? Why keep on thinking, talking, or looking at things that you don't want in your life? Like, that only brings more of that, unfortunately, because you're now enmeshed in that, and if something positive comes, you're not even looking at that. So I wanted to hear on perspective, like, you sit with so many business owners. Do you incorporate goals? How do you see goals? How, just to hear your feedback as well.
So, definitely is the answer. And
Okay.
we start from the vision, which we call the 10, 20, 30-year goal. Okay? What's the ultimate thing that you want to see from the accomplishments that you're going to go through all those years? Then there's the annual goals, right? So weekly goals, your to-dos are your daily goals. There's all different language that you could use of how you set your priorities, let's call it, okay?
I want to do that with you, by the way.
Good. So we'll do the exercise together, okay?
If
We'll
you
break it
actually want
down.
to do, I don't know if you want to do it now or if
Not
you
now.
want to do it.
So Shanedim Shabbos, we're going to launch as much Shabbos, but I will give you back the time. Legit. I will give you the 2 hours free of charge.
Amos?
Yes, but it comes with me and my partner. We'll do the unpacking and we'll do the goal setting. So there's a lot of goal setting. We can talk about this for 20 hours straight. Okay. I did a lot of read-ups about it. I studied
are
it.
you an implementer of goals? Like,
yes.
Is that okay?
Purely goal driven. Now, I want to say this. There are those that are non-structured. That's okay. They could also have goals. But let's talk about the people that are unintentional. That's a disaster.
Right.
You could do 1 billion things a day, and you accomplished, but they're all non-intentional. They're all reactive. Your goal setting creates the proactive, the intentional. Living in that world, oh my God, be your future self now is a full set mindset of being able to achieve your goal. Like you said, you're going to overachieve your goal.
Right.
Now, it's New Year's now, right?
Yeah.
Don't do New Year's resolutions. That's not goals.
Right. Do
That's
New Year's actions.
actions, plan, strategy, the 4 C's of Dan Sullivan, okay? Commit, courage, capability, and confidence. I'm not going to get into that whole title. There's a whole learning and studying about it. Set yourself goals. You said about it. Make them simple, okay? Make them small. Atomic Habits has one of his things. Connect it with another habit that you appreciate, okay? If you want to achieve a certain goal and you don't see yourself getting there, then attach it to a different goal.
Right.
Like align it together. Like say, simple. You want to stop drinking coffee.
Right.
What do you have to do? Simple. Stop going into the coffee shop.
Right.
Now, pick up something else. Say, I'm going to alter my coffee with a smoothie drink. So every morning, I'm going to make myself a smoothie drink before I start my day. That's connecting it. Now, what do you do in the morning that you really appreciate? Okay, so, people don't realize, us, Baruch Hashem, we wash Nagelwasser. That's a habit, and that's a routine. Now, you want to go daven before a certain amount of time. You connect it to your washing a Nagelwasser.
Right.
Conscious, right? Stay conscious. As soon as you lose that consciousness, now you're in this spiral factor, and you end up doing all the things that you didn't want to do, and you never achieve the goals, and then you're not confident, and you lose your courage factor because you said that you're going to do something, and you don't end up doing it, versus have it in front of you. Those sticky notes, it's known. I forgot the author's name. There's a whole book on that. Say it to yourself 1,000 times.
Yes.
Write about it. You mentioned the power of writing. Dan Sullivan says your ears only hear what your mouth says, and your brain only processes what your ears hear.
Wow.
Okay, so say it to yourself. For us, in and on, we have one goal: to inspire and to help 100 business owners get unstuck in 2026. It's not connected to what size company it is. It's 100 meaningful relationships and interactions with it. That's my goal. Now, do I believe I'll accomplish that mid-year? 100%. That's where scaling.com comes up. Benjamin Hardy. Like, you have to set yourself up correctly in order to be able to achieve your goal. You want to achieve that goal twice as fast, reorganize how you set yourself up, because you know that there's a plan that gets you to the achievement, right? There's a strategy how you build out that plan. If you re-strategize, you'll be able to get a lot further, a lot faster by accomplishing that exact thing.
Right.
Okay? Like what you said with your watch, okay? You ended up getting a bigger, better, nicer watch because you ended up re-strategizing, let's call it. You got a better collar.
Right.
Okay? Those things happen because you set yourself up for a better outcome than the original vision that you had, so you overachieved.
Right.
That's muscling it up.
Right.
That's taking a bigger challenge.
Oh yeah. Right.
In order to get it done.
Right. In other words, from the place where you are right now, it's impossible technically to get everything that you want.
Correct.
But once you live it and you set that goal, new muscle gets created. I think it's called neuroplasticity, which is the brain still develops and can change later on to get you what it is that you want. I have 2 more questions to you. Sorry. Let's do it quickly. What do you do with a narcissist? Owner of a business, a narcissist, they call you, help me. What do you do? How do you navigate it? Is there a way to help a person like that? Because I've noticed that. You can use the word stingy, very stingy.
I want to go back to that first word you used.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm bold, and that's what people like me, and then there are those that don't like me because I'm bold. If you are that person, if you are that person, go get help. Wow. There's help out there, first of all, because as soon as you get rid of that, which it is something that you can get rid of, you could outgrow it, let's call it, you will feel awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, at the end of the day, you're not feeling great. You may be accomplishing great heights with it, and you feel empowered, and you're screwing everybody else up.
Right.
You can get help.
What about people that are stuck?
Those that work for people that are like that.
Oh, okay.
Get a different job.
Yeah.
You don't deserve you limiting your capability, your unique ability, your goals that you want to achieve by being under a certain limitation. Now, if it's narcissist or any other type of limitation. Get out of that limitation. Only you could get out of it. You can't make someone else do something for you to make it possible. That's why I also said, like, back to the sales factor, right? It comes from the same point. Like, go for those that need you, that want you, that are going to appreciate what you do, versus setting yourself up. I want to work with Coca-Cola. I remember in Culinary Depot, a guy came in. He's going to work with McDonald's. I said, you better believe you are. Go for it. Now, I've been in the business 8 or 9 years at that point. I said, in day one, you're not going to get to McDonald's. Right. But if you follow the path and work through the things, you'll be able to get through there.
Right.
Meaning, if he would have not gotten rid of the stumbling blocks, the bottlenecks, and all those things, he wouldn't get there.
Yeah.
Right? So, in regards to that narcissist factor, like, go get help. There's help out there. There's ways how to overcome it.
Right.
And be a mensch. Like, if you have people in your company that can't handle that, let them go.
Right.
Let them go.
Wow.
Second question.
What's the most mess, the biggest mess you've seen in a business, and how did you help it?
Oh boy. For now, I think the biggest challenge that I've been able to succeed in the sense of working through it. I'm not done, okay? And I don't believe of the fact of being done. I think there's always growth constant work and growth, right? Constant growth. But it's a family operating business, I'm going to call it, where the kids are in the business. It's been around for many, many, many years, doing a large volume, and it requires a lot of inner work. It doesn't require the lack of systems, let's call it. Right. Or maybe they need 1 or 2 new people because of growth, not because of the issue.
Fighting and bickering. Wow.
Yeah, become healthy, become cohesive, be interested to understand why other people want what they want. Like, meet in the middle. I can't tell you. The Army had it years ago. 2 brothers that got into a fight and they ended up in court. Or by a roof, whatever it was, right?
Okay.
And the person that was at the lower side of the stick, let's call it, the loser, let's call it, right? Went to his roof and he said, I'm busy with this already for 3 years. What do I do? He said, take all your energy, dump this, and put it into the exact same thing that you would do on your own and let it go. And it's like $10+ million that he had to let go of.
Wow.
He let go of it and he achieved this $10 million in 3 years of staying focused.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's the answer. Like, go.
And you help them with that, or what do you do with such a client?
We're working through it
Right.
by them getting healthy, them getting on the same page.
So you're basically hiring a therapist for them.
Kind of.
Mamish, or a coach or whatever.
I'm going to call it, let's call it third party, and
to help them
to help
understand,
each of them.
Family therapy.
Family therapy.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice, Ellie. Impressive.
Yeah, because it's not just my services. Now, let me tell you something. There's a $350,000 contract in place with this client. Okay, so it's a big engagement. Right. The goal is to increase by 100% in 3 years, which is a beautiful growth. Right. I think it's capable. It's doable, but they have to do inner work, and sometimes it requires the inner work.
Right. Impressive. And since when I shufar Shabbos, I would continue. It's really beautiful stuff that you share, and I don't think I get enough business experience, because like I've done it in the first year of business. I was very like humble and I had the time, and now I'm just like laser focused on my business. Baruch Hashem, we're at 30 clients and a team of 10 people, Kanai, and we're just doing very, very well. And I don't always do the research. So a conversation like this, people ask me, why do you do the pod? It's just because I get $1,000 value or more here, right? And especially if we do a follow-up meeting, I would love to set goals. I think it's so important for everybody. So Ellie, thank you very much. We're going to leave all of Ellie's information in the description, his WhatsApp, if there's a website where you can personally message him, and his LinkedIn if you want to follow him. Again, a huge shout out to JCE Florida Miami construction show, which is happening on January 14 in the Miami International Miami Airport Convention Center. Whether you're a business that wants to exhibit or an attendee, this show is going to be an incredible, beautiful show. that and they're doing this for the third year to bring together all of the Miami and our surrounding neighborhoods, all of the businesses that are in construction. So check them out. And I'm also leaving the link if you want to sign up for ScanPay, which is an app that lets you process credit cards at 2.5%. Thank you everybody for being here. Every like means the world. Every subscriber means the world. We're almost at 6,000 subscribers. So if you can help me reach 6,000 subscribers after this episode, I'd really appreciate it. If you can leave a comment, and I always say if there's enough questions, then I'll do a part 2 with Ellie if he's up for it. If you have any questions that we can ask, leave it also in the comments. And if you want to subscribe to the membership, we have now full episodes, bonus episodes for the membership. It's $10 a month, helps support the channel, and you get bonus content from every episode, including of this episode with Ellie. You'll get bonus content. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it, and thank you, Westwood, for this beautiful studio. Enjoy.